once again extend warm greeting to all. I'm honored to introduce our speaker for the 11th day of 11th Day International Workshop on Cybersecurity. Dr. Gururaj H.L., Associate Professor, Department of Information Technology, Manipal Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Sir holds a PhD degree in Computer Science and Engineering from Vishveshwaraya Technological University, Belagavi. He has 13 years of teaching and research experience at both UG and PG level. He is a professional member of ACM. He is the founder of Wireless Internet Working Group as a research community. Sir is a senior member of IEEE Computer Society and lifetime member of Cryptology Society of India. Dr. Gururaj Sir is an appointed as ACM Distinguished Speaker by ACM US Council, and he is one among 15 speakers across India. He has received Young Scientist International Travel Grant from SERB, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India in December 2016. He has also received Best Project Guide Award consequently for 4 years at Malnad College of Engineering, India during 2015, 16 and 17. He has worked as special issue editor of MDPI and guest editor of Multimedia Springer Journal. He has also worked as special editor for IOP conference proceeding. He has published 13 edited books at Springer, Taylor and Francis, IGI Global and IET publishers. He is a editorial board member of various international journals. He has published more than 140 research papers in reviewed international journals and book chapters. He has presented more than 55 papers at various international conferences and received Best Paper Award. He has granted with one Australian patent, Indian design patent and one Indian copyright. He has worked as reviewer for various journals and conference. He also served as advisory committee member for Cybersecurity Council of India and subject expert at Administrative Training Institute, Mysore, Government of Karnataka. He has received grants from SERB, DSP, CSIR and AICTE to organize international conferences and seminars. He has international collaborations with top-notch researchers from universities of Maryland, University of Texas, University of Houston, and many more. His research interests includes blockchain technology, cybersecurity, wireless cellular network, ad hoc networks, IoT, data mining, cloud computing, and machine learning. Now, I request Dr. Gururaj Sir to address the gathering. The session is over to you, sir.
Yeah, very good evening to one and all present here. Thank you so much for your wonderful gesture and introduction. Let me share my screen. Please allow me to share my screen. I hope my screen visible.
Yes, sir, visible.
Yeah. Thank you so much. As the talk of a day is what I'm speaking is on cybersecurity for everybody or for all. I think we are in the world of fantasy in which we have various attacks, or it might be the data plays a very important role nowadays. We all know that, right? The thing is, the major important aspects of data which we used to see across the globe as the days goes on, the number of people using the internet keep on increasing. The data is growing like anything. The velocity of the data is growing. The data is growing in a very fast way, and also the various types of data is accumulating in the databases of the servers, by which have an impact on the attacks, various cyber attacks also. Before few years back, there was no attack at all with respect to cyber security. Only we used to see only physical attacks, but nowadays we used to see various cyber attacks happening in India. Keeping this as a motivation, the talk of my presentation goes like this. I'll give some introduction basically, and then we'll go with some importance of cybersecurity in this life. Most common attacks targeting specific fields, relevance of cybersecurity in the medical industries, top cyber threats to medical practices, and examples of cyber attacks in general, and I'll go with the challenges. how it will be. I'm usually mainly concentrating on how this attack explicitly affects the the users or the end users who are using the data. Okay, see, for this, to pitch on to the topic of my session, we all know what is cyber. People will have a misconception that cyber does not mean only about the data that pertain to a desktop machine. Any data for that matter relevant to any device, electronic device, any device has the capacity to store the data, any device has the capacity to send the data from one place to other place, we can call them as, cyber. Okay, that data is called as cyber, and cyber is commonly used to describe things which are related to computers, information technology, and the internet. And actually, cyber, it is a derived word of cybernetics. And when we talk about cyber or data, as I mentioned already, that as we keep on going, there will be a huge importance of cyber security, which refers to the practice of protecting the computer systems, hardware devices or something like that, or it might be computer networks we have to secure, and data from digital attacks also, in which there should not be any kind of unauthorized access or unauthorized damage, or any kind of data theft should not happen. Then only we can call it as what? Cyber security. Initial days of cybersecurity, since computer connected to the internet and began exchanging some mails or messages, cybercrime has sustainably changed nowadays. Okay, cyber risk could change as technology develops, and cyber criminals also are always developing new ways to access the data or the system, steal the data or the system. And as the data keep on increasing, the ways of attacking the machine or the ways of attacking the system also keep on increasing. Yeah, this is just for the motivation of my lecture. The in 1940s, the time of before cybercrime, there was no cybercrime and all. Only physical harming or physical attacks were there. Or in 1950, the phone freaks or no fake calls comes to picture. In 1960s, all quit on the Western phone. In 1970s, ARPANET comes into picture and the creeper. In 1980s, the British of commercial antivirus they introduced. In 1990s, the world goes online completely, where the internet era has been started. In 2000s, threats diversify and also multiplies, right? Before it was not multiplies, and when to which we have an involvement of or the introduction of malware. One such malware we have called as, I think we all know it called as, we can call it as virus. Various types of malwares we have. It might be the virus, worms, Trojan horse, and all. One important thing is malware which multiply, worms will multiply and all. When we talk, as I mentioned, nowadays, who is not going to depend upon any social medias or any kind of attacks, or or not depend upon any kind of data or social medias and all that. If anybody asks you to give you a pen or 100 rupees, will give without a thought. But if they ask you to give you a phone, they'll never give. Why? Because we all bothered about cyber data or cyber data which you're transmitting. What are the data in my collection, photos or images or text, what you have texted? All these are very, very important, correct? So keeping all these things in mind, why cybersecurity for all recognizes that cyber threats are not limited to specific sectors or individuals. With advanced technological advancement of knowledge, the cybersecurity is important for everyone, regardless of the technical expertise or the industry they belong. Yeah, coming to the common aspects of cybersecurity, which we usually call it as network security or data security or application security or endpoint security or security incident response or security awareness and training. These are the various common aspects we used to talk about on cybersecurity. And cybercrime, cyber law is an amendment of Indian Act or IT Act, which has been there in 2000. 2000 is IT Act, Information Technology Act. That means that if you have some unlicensed software, or if you're using the same license software for multiple machines, which you are not allowed to do so, and those instances can be seized via the software or the machine, and those kind of acts that also comes under IT Act. This kind of act was a law has been passed in 2000. For that, in 2008, the amendment has been passed, and that amendment is called as cyber law, which consists of totally 14 chapters. Yeah, why this IT Act has been introduced? Obviously, Act proposed in the Indian Parliament reported on 17th October 2000. The main objective of this act is to carry lawful and trustworthy electronic, digital, and online transaction and elevate or reduce cyber crimes. In the first schedule of 2000 IT Act deals with the documents to which the Act shall not apply, but in second schedule deals with electronic signature and also or electronic authentic methods. Okay. Why cyber security plays a very important role in digital life for the protection of sensitive data, prevention of financial losses. I think bank sectors or something like that. Sensitive data comes under it might be a personal chat or it may be text or it may be other personal documents. Prevention of privacy, preservation of privacy, protection of infrastructure, not a physical infrastructure for that matter. It might be no virtual infrastructure also. Defense against cybercrime and trust and reputation. And at this instant of time, we all believe about third party. For example, it might be Google, it might be Amazon or Google. If they ask you to send some data without a thought, will send, right? But if they ask you to, if anybody, if your neighbor or somebody asks you to send a data, will not send. Why? Because we believe trusted third party than our neighboring ones or beloved ones. That is the scenario. Keeping all these things in mind, will study the most common attacks targeting specific fields, and especially healthcare and medical data plays a very important role nowadays. I think we all know that the sensitivity of medical data and the misuse of medical data, using those medical data, people will do a lot of crime instances and all. We can able to see those things. And banking, credit, or financial sectors, they also plays one important role where there are a lot of attacks, negative balance attacks, and all quite commonly happens in case of finance. For example, will if 1 rupee got deducted from your account, will not bother a lot, but that 1 rupee is just for you. The same 1 rupee will be deducted by account. Thousands of people they will be got benefited, right? So, this kind of attacks will not usually neglect. We usually neglect. So that attack is called as financial negative balance attack, and also it plays a role in education sector also. The
Sir, excuse me.
yes.
Sir, excuse me. Sir, your slide is not moving, sir. Yeah,
Huh?
now it's okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
It was not moving.
Now it's moving, sir.
No, I had been went to almost 10 slides.
Oh, but just now it's moving. Okay, thank you, sir. Anyways, thank you.
Okay. What about now? It's you can able to see my slides.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But it's not in full screen, sir.
Yeah, if I would have made in the full screen, can you able to see my slide? Can you please acknowledge? I'm changing my slides. Can you able to see my slides?
Yeah, we can able to see, sir, but it's not in full screen.
Now that would have made full screen. What
It's
about
moving now.
moving now?
Yes, sir. But not in full screen, sir.
One second. Let me share the screen because the slides are very important, right? But
Yes,
instead
sir.
of explaining one thing, I'll stop sharing and I'll share it again. One second.
Thank you, sir.
Mm, Thanks for informing, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Can anybody acknowledge me? Can you able to see my screen which I'm moving? Can you able to see my screen which I'm changing?
Yes, sir. Screen is visible. You're in
I'm
11th slide. Yes, sir. But it is not in full screen, sir. That's it. But we are visible. We can able to see your slides.
no, I'm not in 11th slide. I was in 13th slide actually. Okay. That's okay, no problem. I'm in 12th slide. Can you able to see my 12th slide?
Yes, sir.
But it's not in full screen, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is not in full screen.
Okay. Okay. I think these are the various fields. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry for that. I even have shared, stop shared, and again I have shared, but I don't know what happened. So let me go in this way only. Okay, so there's a various fields in which we can able to see the importance of cyber attacks and all. So it might be in retail and e-commerce or government public sector, or it might be social medias, or it might be a military field, and also there's a various fields we can able to observe, and we can able to see the importance of cyber attacks which commonly. Especially in medical industry, protection of patient confidentiality is very, very important. We all prevention of data breaches quite commonly happens, and protection of intellectual property is very important factor in medical industry, and patient trust and reputation. By keeping all these parameters, which plays a very important role in the medical industry. The according to statistics, if you believe it or not, over 93% of healthcare organizations have experienced a security breach of some kind over the past 5 years. Okay. So in 2018, 15 million patient records were compromised from 503 security breaches in the healthcare sector. In past 12 months, 74% of healthcare organizations experienced a security incident. In these attacks, more than 30 million records were compromised. You think of it. And we all know, I think we have used these kind of data for various projects such as machine learning, medical image processing, health in the, various disease predictions, or it might be cancer cell detection, various detection or image processing or machine learning techniques. We use various data, and breaching of such data is a crime. And that just for a motivation, I'm taking with all these examples. And just you can check it out, the pandemic magnitude of global, where we can able to see cyber pandemic's magnitude in the field of education and research. It is 75% of attacks is going to happen government and military. Somewhat we have 47%, and it goes on. Okay. So most of the attacks will happen on these things. Okay. So yeah. Which is recent attacks or trends that happens in the recent cybersecurity ransomware attacks, phishing or social engineering. Ransomware attack is one kind of virus which takes this kind of spyware, I can call, not as a virus. I think virus is nothing but vital information resource indices, which will take the memory and which will take the system speed, not the it will not take the it will not double or duplicate. I think people will have a misconception in the mind that virus will duplicate, virus will replicate. No, worms will replicate, worms will duplicate, virus will never replicate. It will slow down the system speed or system efficiency. Why? Because virus is a software that will be attached with one more application. If you want to execute that application, you might have required at least 1 second to execute. Along with that application, this virus also has to be executed. So obviously, it will require double of time, right? But worms, it's not like that. Once you click the worms, it will be double in size also. But in case of virus, it will execute completely. The virus will be executed. Okay, worms will take the space, it will kill the space, and virus will kill the system speed. Okay, And the ransomware is a kind of spyware where it will take the control of the whole machine. Even though you're the owner of the machine, you could not able to use it. And the second important, the recent trends in cyber attacks was phishing and social engineering. I think probably you might have been heard of this term phishing. What exactly the meaning of phishing? Phishing is nothing but normally the FISH phishing. How the fisherman will do the fishing? He will tie a worm in the knob and he will immerse it in the water. And what the fish will think of, oh, I got the fish. But it's not the fish. It's not an actual fish. It's a way how to catch hold the fish, right? It's a way. Similarly, in case of your normal this fishing also, we feel that we got a message or a mail stating that you want lottery, you are eligible for a loan, you want no, a bike, car, and all. You please click the link and all. We may feel very happy and we may acknowledge for those kind of emails, or it might be we may have clicked the link, but they are not same as of the fish. They catch hold of us. Similarly, they catch hold the innocent people. Okay, this is no normally called as phishing. And this phishing can be broadly divided into three important categories. One is meshing, one is smishing, and one is meshing. Okay, what is smishing? Any phishing activity that does with the help of SMS, hence it is called smishing. SMISHING, right? No, like SMS, like a lottery won, you won the message and all. They are called as smishing. Okay, what about wishing? Phishing is nothing but any phishing attack which we do does with the help of voice calls. I think you all know about this, right? Voice calls have nothing but any bank people and all. They usually they used to call and they used to say that we are calling from ICICI Bank, we are calling from this bank and all, right? So we can call them as what? Phishing, VISHING. Okay. And the third one we can call it as a mishing, called as MISHING. Mishing is again a phishing attack in which we used to observe this phishing things with the help of mail communication. Okay, and various attacks also we can able to see with the help of cloud-based attacks, various things. And similarly, we can also able to see some attacks called IoT vulnerabilities. IoT vulnerabilities are something called as some sensitive data and IoT devices may get vulnerable and all, and also called as IoT attacks. And we can also have mobile device exploits and cryptocurrency mining malware, artificial intelligence based attacks, or nation state attacks. Various attacks recently that affects the cyber category. Okay, and I have explained all these things. There are some various insider threats. Malicious insiders may abuse their privileges to steal or misuse patient information, while unintentional actions or negligence by the employees can also lead to data breaches. I think internal attackers, something called we can call them as industrial espionage people. I think might have been heard of the same. What exactly the meaning of industrial espionage? Industrial espionage is nothing but an attack in which the people, because of some hatedness which happened with the managers or higher authorities, the people will change the working place and they will know the loopholes of the previous companies and they'll attack. Such attacks, we can call them as inside attackers. Okay, outdated or unpatched software. I think we people will keep on getting some advertisement mails. Please update the software. Please update the operating system and all that. See, whenever we have those kind of updates and all, we have to do those updates patches from the actual repositories, which is very important, because if you would have downloaded the software, or if you have downloaded updated the patch file with the help of other third party things and all, it will affect sometimes it may take out your data and all. And they will not take they may not take your sensitive information, but they may need your basic information that may enough for cyber attacks also. Okay. Okay, these are the things we have. And a few attacks that usually happens called as SQL injection attack, when which the attacker tries to take the password of the machine by changing the notion of representation, where they will change the password. They'll make the password nullified by making the wrong query in the SQL statement. I mean, they'll be updating the queries. And OTP bypass attack. Okay, so instead of getting the OTP to your actual registered number, it may bypass to somebody else. That attack is called as OTP bypass. That is also one more important one. And these are various very important comma attacks that happens by bypass. Okay. And potential risk associated with social media usage for medical records. Healthcare professionals, especially healthcare professionals, must be extremely cautious not to share any patient-specific information, including photos, videos, or identifiable deals on any social media platforms. Okay, if it is inappropriate or unprofessional posts or comments or behavior can damage their reputation, and it may erode patient trust also on the hospital or neither on the doctor. Medical professionals must adhere to legal and regulatory frameworks related to advertising, endorsements, patient testimonials, and promotion of medical products or services. And they should be aware of the potential harm caused by sharing or endorsing misleading or inaccurate information. What are the impacts of virus and worms in medical field in terms of cybersecurity that we can see here? Can lead to unavailability or inaccessibility of the critical patient data. If some doctors, because of some XYZ reason, they may need some patient details, at that moment that we cannot able to work on that. That is one thing. They may malfunction or become inoperable, impacting patient care and safety. So these are some of the impacts. And also we can able to delete the data, corrupt the data. We're putting all together, we can call it a modification of the data, correct? So as the whatever you have your data, the patient's data, that should be as it is. If small change happens, it affects the complete life of a person. For this, I can give a relevant simple example. I think we all know about some personality, famous personality and all. They have some disease and they could not able to visit the hospital daily. The doctor used to give some prescription and all based on his body area network, which was embedded under his need of his skin and all, based on the pressure, temperature, and other parameters. He keep on prescribing the medicine. Sometimes the attacker comes into picture. Instead of sending, please take this medicine by 10 a.m. Instead of 10 a.m., if it has been changed to p.m., the complete network has been creates a problem, and it may lost the person, right? So this kind of change is called as what we should not damage the data. It's a loss of the data, but it's also make the okay. It can also damage the reputation and trust of healthcare organizations. Okay. And by keeping all these things, how can we divide the cyber security? Whatever we observe, there are the motivation of cyber crime, or what are the attacks that keep on commonly happens, and all. What are five phases of cyber security? One is we have to identify the attack. We have to protect it, detect it, respond it, and recover. See, what the first thing we have to identify, right? Why we have to identify? Because we have to make sure we have to protect the system. And how to protect the system? By considering by considering the very important thing is we have to detect that virus, correct? Okay, by considering that, we can able to try to allocate the respective action measures on that. Okay, once it is detected and it should be responded, and then once it is responded, it should be recovered. Correct? So some phases. These are the 5 important phases so far cybersecurity. I think when it comes to point of pillars, why we need cybersecurity, the 3 important pillars: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality, I think we all know about all the features, but just for information, I'm talking about the CIA threat stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Authentication, authorization, and audit and accountability are some factors which are required. Okay. Confidentiality means that the message should not get altered during the message should be delivered only to the actual sender and actual receiver. What is integrity? The message should not get altered. If whatever the message you send, that should reach the destination as it is without modifying a single word. Okay. And the last one is called as availability. Even though the resources are available, we may not receive we may not save the actual the users may not be available, the resources may not be available, and we can call them as the availability feature. What are the major challenges which we face? Vulnerability of medical devices, data breaches and patient privacy, legacy systems and infrastructure, interconnected systems and IoT devices, lack of cybersecurity awareness and training, cybersecurity investments and resource consent, and insider threats. These are the various challenges that commonly have in uh, medical field. Then what are best practices that we can use to avoid all these challenges? We have to keep the strong and unique password. Okay, and many people will have a misinterpretation in their mind that a password with a combination of letters, alphabets, and special characters, I think it's a very strong password. No, my dear friends, the password will be based on the length of the password, right? Because if a long password, something like Vaishnava College, it's a long password. Instead of VAI at 123, it's a weak password, right? Because the numbers will be from 0 to 9. The probability will be 0 to 9. What about this alphabet? It will be A, uppercase A to Z, lowercase A to Z, and special characters. Correct? So, keeping the long password will always give the uniqueness of your password. Multi-factor authentication is also one of the factors. Regular software updates and patching, and secure Wi-Fi networks. And commonly, people will not do this because they neglect Wi-Fi networks, right? Because they believe third party, but they not believe. They should not believe the neighbors also. That's fine, but they should not believe third party also. By keeping all this in mind, the Wi-Fi devices also will have passwords. Okay. And I'm at the end of the presentation, which I wanted to talk about the cybersecurity for medical application, which is a vital topic that holds relevance for every day in today's digital age, including dental professionals. Or cyber threats are ever present, and it is crucial for individuals and organizations to understand the risk and take necessary measures to protect themselves and their sensitive information. It's not one day or 2 days, it's a continuous learning and learn various cyber tools to secure the data, and we have to give the awareness programs to everybody who are using this data and all. Okay, so this is all my presentation. If you have any doubts, please put up your question. I can answer for that. And before taking up your question, let me share, is my screen visible? Is my browser visible? Can I get some answer? And it is my website. I know if you want to check, is my browser visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can check my website, and my recent books, my recent conferences are available on cybersecurity, also sometimes on blockchain and machine learning. And you can check all my talks wherever I give all the details. You can see, and you can also have any questions. You can contact me with this mail ID and the things and all. And if you want to check for regarding cybersecurity, I have few journals also. You can check this website, and for my papers and all, you can check out this. If you have any articles, if you want to submit, you can submit your papers to record for things and all. Okay. If you have any doubts, if you have anything to check regarding me, just type my name, you'll get my details, and you can check my recent books, recent activities, and all. Yeah, this is just an overview of how cybersecurity, which you can use it in the field of, in the field of medical industry, medical field. If you have any questions right now, we'll take up the questions, and I can have an answer, question and answer session now. Any questions, my dear friends? And if you want to contact me, please contact me with this my no, mail ID. I'm happy to answer back. And if you have any doubt, if you want to update your page and all, you can check the website. Now we'll take up some question and answer, guys. If you have anything, you can explicitly on anything, you can put up a question. And we have published various articles on cybersecurity for that matter, combining other domains also. Something like identifying phishing attacks using various machine learning algorithms. Like, let me show you that also. It's just as uh, why? Because it's not about one domain things and all. You can combine various things and you can check the things. Prediction of phishing website using machine learning. It is one cyber security work which was done with our students. And in this article, you can check it out where we have combined various parameters. Before this, it was published in 2022, and before this, we are having one more paper. I'll tell you the one case study or one important fact out of this. What is the important factor which we have to see in this article? It is in IJ Global Q2 journal, and it is again Talent Francis journal. In this phishing website detection based on effective machine learning approach, in this article we have taken some parameters. See how to identify the website or given website is a fishy or not. I cannot identify by looking at that. Sometimes with experience you may identify, but few people could not able to identify, right? It will be a combination of slash and all. So the URL, that is uniform resource locator, will be divided into four parts. One is protocol, then domain name, then followed by query string, and subdomain name, and followed by query string, right? So the URL will be having four parts with a lot of parameters. Okay, what kind of protocol you are going to use, what are the how many slashes you can embed it. So length of the website and all. We're using something 15 parameters. We have identified whether the phishing link is valid, or whether it's website link is valid or not. Apart from those 15 parameters, we have used extra parameters in this article, and again using some other machine learning techniques we have executed, and we got published this. You can check it out though, both the papers. Yeah, this is one work on cybersecurity, and one more uh, yes, yeah. Yeah, especially this jadwal, my OS edited. Okay, okay. And another cyber, I think probably you might have been heard of this name called Kali Linux operating system. And Kali Linux operating system is secure. It's an only Indian operating system. I think probably you might have been heard of this one. I think it's not Kali. It's called as Lotus as Kali. It's a only operating system developed by Indians, and it's mainly for used for the cyber attacks. And all. I think probably you might have been heard of this. We have used various cyber attacks, and we have analyzed with the help of Kali Linux, and have published one article on this also. It's a conference one. Yeah, where by default, various cybersecurity tools are also readily available in Kali Linux, like social engineering toolkit, and various tools are available. This is where you can explore one more thing. And yeah, these are my books. Yeah, one more journal with my one more PhD student. One, it is journal article. It's a detection of malicious users on social networks using machine learning approach. I think probably you might have been heard of this name called the social networks, right? Like Twitter or Facebook and all, where we cannot trust everybody. Again, where we have various parameters, right? How to identify whether the person is trustworthy or not. So we have used some parameters to analyze, and using some machine learning algorithms, we have detected explicit dissent is one of the finest machine learning algorithms which will classify whether it is valid or not. Using that, we have analyzed whether the user is malicious or whether the user is not malicious. I think this is one more. Yeah, similarly, you can check out my profile. I think where you can see some works on cybersecurity. If you have any doubts, I can put up a question. If you don't have any doubts or something, I can wind up. Please put up a question. You can feel free to contact. I have shared my mail ID and all. And if you have any doubts, you can put up a question. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you all. On behalf of Department of Data Science, 𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒆𝒏𝒄𝒆 College, I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates of the program for their presence and contribution to make this event a grand success. A special thanks to our Secretary, Dr. 𝒂𝒄𝒊𝒆𝒏𝒄𝒆 and our Principal, Captain Dr. S. Santosh Babu sir, for providing immense support. I extend my gratitude to our Honorable Speaker Dr. Gururaj sir to take out time from his busy schedule to share his knowledge with us. I must thank the organizing team, our department faculty members, for working hard to make the 11th day of the international workshop on cybersecurity successful. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants for your active participation. Thank you everyone once again for making this day victorious. I request everyone to pay respect to our national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all. I now request the participants to kindly fill the feedback form. The link has been pasted in the chat box.